This is Low Growl, the deepest voice in ASMR, and today enough is enough. I want to do this video about my fitness goals and kind of talk y'all through what I've been dealing with concerning my health and things like that. Just got back from Florida on vacation with my family. It was a really good time. I may do a different video on it, but being on vacation, it kind of helped me realize a couple of things. And one of those things is I don't look how I want to look, and I don't feel how I want to feel. So in this video, I want to kind of give y'all my game plan, and I want to kind of graft y'all into what I have planned and the role you all can play in helping me achieve my goals. So the issue is I'm tired of fluctuating back and forth. I'm tired of doing well for a while and making some good gains, losing weight, getting physically stronger, my muscles getting bigger and things, and then something will happen and I'll lose my consistency, and eventually I just kind of fall back into old bad habits and get to eating junk and just lose my motivation to hit the gym like I know I'm supposed to. As a result of this, I don't feel strong, and I have some other issues that come back when I'm not doing what I need to do. So I have a list of things. I just wanted to structure this video so you can all just have a really good breakdown of what I'm trying to do, what the problem is. What I wrote down right here is the issue, the solution, the plan, and accountability. That is going to be the key thing to this video, and that's the key thing that I'm expecting some help from with you all, is a level of accountability. I think accountability is key. No matter how much knowledge you have and what you know, having an accountability partner is important to pushing you to do your best and stick to what you're supposed to be doing. All right, so the issue, again, fluctuation, yo-yo dieting and all this stuff like that. I've learned so much over the years about eating habits and things, and I'm going to take y'all through some of the things that I've tried and learned about, and how it kind of where I stand right now, and how I've kind of trained my body as far as how often I eat and things of that nature. So we'll start with what I've done. Well, no, we should start with the main issue. So I told y'all yo-yo dieting, but I also suffer from ulcerative colitis. It's been in remission for a long time, but when I start to eat bad, little things will start happening again to let me know, all right, I need to tighten up. So I want to get rid of the colitis. It's been in remission for a long time, and there's some things that I've done that have really, really helped. And it was not medicine. It was simply eating habits. So what I have tried, and I'm going to share some YouTube channels where I learned some things, some eating plans I've used, and how fasting has played a big role in helping me out over the years. Okay. My plan is to adopt a certain eating habit, adopt a certain eating schedule, and work out at least 3 times a week, minimum 3 times, 4 at max, because I think it's important that you get good rest in between a really, really thorough workout. This is what I know and what has given me results in the past. First thing is intermittent fasting. So my fasting journey started years ago, and a buddy of mine, when I was working at this warehouse, he was a FedEx driver, and he came up to me and said, "Do you know who the Hodge twins are?" And I was like, "No, I don't." He was like, "Man, look them up. You gotta watch the Hodge twins, man. They funny. And he was like, they also lift weights and they're into fitness and stuff like that. So I looked into it, and that's how I learned about intermittent fasting. And I saw their results, and it was crazy. Those guys, I think they're genetically gifted, but the results they got from intermittent fasting in the 16-8 window, it just seemed doable. So I started with the 16-8 window, meaning that for 16 hours, is it 16-8? Yeah, for 16 hours you don't eat, you're fasting. Then for 8 hours, that's your eating window. So a lot of y'all, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all know about intermittent fasting, and some of y'all probably have done it or are currently doing it. So I started with the 16-8, but eventually I wanted to challenge myself even more to see how long I could go. So it went from 16-8, then it went to I went to a 4-hour eating, I went to a 6-hour eating window, then I went to a 4-hour eating window, then I went to a 2-hour eating window, and then I said, can I just go a whole day without eating? Went the whole day without eating, and I was perfectly fine. But again, it was just conditioning over time. And when I was able to go a full day without eating, eventually I was just like, what else can I do? Like, what's the next iteration? So I started, just looking on YouTube, and I stumbled across water fasting. So I looked into water fasting, and it was, all you do is drink water, but you don't eat anything. And then they had these different lengths. So they were like, you can do like a 36-hour, you can do a 48, 72, 5-day, 7-day. And I was looking into all the details, like what is the optimal amount of time to do it. And I did a 3-day water fast. I dropped like 12 pounds. At least a lot of it was water weight and stuff, but it is what it is. I just wanted to push myself to see how much I could do and how much could I stretch myself. Because, you hear all these things. If you don't eat, you're going to die. And, it's all these extreme consequences for not eating and all this stuff. But when I did my research, the idea is like food hadn't always been as available to us as it is now. We have so much convenience, and, we can get what we want when we want it. But back before all the convenience happened, people weren't eating as often. And that contributes to the obesity in our society, especially America. Like we're a gluttonous nation. Like we have all you can eat. We waste so much food. It's crazy. So I did my water fasting, got some results. But again, the bad habit is I fall back into my old ways and gain the weight back. And the battle is really trying to find something that's sustainable. It's like when I was on the water fast, I always felt hungry still. I was actually watching eating videos, and for some reason I felt fulfilled watching people eat on camera, and I felt fine doing that. It's weird, I know. But what is the next iteration of what I could do to push my dieting to the next level? Everybody's looking for that magic pill, that magic bullet to get faster results. So the next thing I discovered was Carnivore. Now, Carnivore, it makes a lot of great claims, and I can honestly say I can vouch for some of these results. Carnivore, they say when you're eating carnivore, which is just meat, you're eating all animal-based things, so animal fats, animal proteins, but you're not eating any carbs, you're not eating any sugars, anything like that. But anti-inflammation, gut health, you feel better, and it's really simple, but it can feel restrictive, and I got tired of eating steak, chicken, and bacon every day, and because they tell you not to season it with anything but salt, so after a little while, it's kind of like you just start craving carbs and other things that you like. But I can say when I was doing carnivore, I did it for a good 2 or 3 weeks. I was losing weight. My ulcerative colitis went into complete remission. The inflammation in my elbows, like my elbow, it'll start like aching and popping and stuff like that. I'm telling you, everything went away. I rarely took bowel movements because my body was actually using the protein. My body was able to use and absorb everything. And I hadn't really looked at it like this before, but when you go number 2, your body's getting rid of waste product that it can't use. So if you're pooping all the time, that means you're consuming a bunch of stuff that your body can't use. So when I started eating meat only, I wasn't going number two for like days on end. But when I did go, I wasn't constipated. It wasn't any straining involved. It was just like, man, I just don't have to use the bathroom that much because my body is absorbing all this protein and is using it. So I'm not using the bathroom that much. I'm losing weight. Now you do have to supplement your electrolytes so that you won't feel sluggish all the time. But I mean, that's, to me, that was an easy fix. I stopped doing it just because I started craving other things. Like I like bread and rice and stuff like that. To be, truthful, there's a lot of different eating styles that can get you to where you want to be, but it's really about finding something that you can stick to. And I couldn't stick to carnivore long term, but we'll get back to carnivore in a second because it's such a useful tool, and I do plan on going that route. Let me see. Fasting, back to fasting. I did alternate day fasting after I did the water fast. I tried alternate day fasting, which is you eat every other day, and it worked well. It was sustainable, and because I had already built up my tolerance of not eating for days at a time and things, it wasn't like hard. It wasn't hard to do. Again, it's usually just my cravings that get me to fall back into my old ways, but it's not that I can't do these things. I just was like, nah, I want to eat this. And then I would get back into it. And then something would come up in life that would just kind of ruin my schedule. And I would just get back into what I was doing. The alternate day fasting, I built up to where I could go days on end without eating. And I was like, alternate day fasting, it's like, to me, it's a small sacrifice to make, knowing I can eat the next day, and at the end of the week, you're in a pretty good caloric deficit. So you're losing weight. I'm gonna let you know the person I was watching that really kind of schooled me on alternate day fasting. But the different plans I've done is just carnivore, different methods of fasting, and then I did the most hardcore fast I ever done, which was dry fasting. Now, dry fasting is just like what it sounds like. You're not eating anything and you're not drinking any water. I did 3 days at first, and it was easier to do than the water fast. And I was really intrigued, like, why is it easier just to not eat or drink anything? And I mean, how much more simpler can it be? You just don't eat or drink. I would say after the third day, I was just kind of like, man, all right, well, I want to drink some water, but the results are crazy. So what they say is 1 day dry fasting is the equivalent of 3 days water fasting. And I was just like, man, 3 days equals 9. 3 days dry equals 9 days water. And I was like, man, you can't beat that. So I looked into the details and just looking on YouTube for resources as far as dry fasting go, because I don't want to do, I don't want to have like refeeding syndrome or go too far. And then like I want to know exactly what I'm doing so I can stay safe while I'm doing it. So I looked at some channels, and in a minute I'm gonna kind of go through the list of who I look at concerning carnivore, who I look at concerning different types of fasting, who I look at concerning like even like different workouts and stuff like that. To me, the working out part is the easiest part, but getting your nutrition under control and finding a sustainable eating pattern, that's it's crazy difficult. That is, it can be, but there's a lot of ways to get to your fitness goals, and I'm gonna let y'all know what my strategy is gonna be. All right, so I've already told you about my proven results, which were the anti-inflammation, the gut health, just feeling good, and the simplicity of following the type of eating that you're doing on carnivore. Again, it's just a matter of, can you withstand the craving and stuff like that and stick to the plan. As far as my eating style, I'm going to go with alternate day fasting. What else do I need to cover? The last thing I'll cover is the accountability part. So I'm going to do carnivore. I got that Blackstone. That's going to simplify things. I got some meats I'm going to smoke. And meal planning is just really one of the most important things that you can do, because when you know where your meals are coming from and they're already prepared for you, it takes the guesswork out of it, and if I knew I had to throw out meat and cook it every day, then I'm going to be less inclined to stick to what I'm doing. But if I know my meals are already completed for the week, or at least for 3 days or something like that, it's a lot easier to stick to it, because it's like, look, once I eat this, I'll be full, and I'm good. Then my goal is just to get into bed and get a good night's rest. So, carnivore diet, alternate day fasting, working out a minimum of 3 times a week, and accountability. That's where you all come in. So I decided to do a video about this because I want to do like a transformation. I want to do like a body transformation, and I'm going to start off with a 30-day increment, and I'm going to document my progress. I'm going to take before pictures, and at the end of July, I'm going to post the 30-day results. I'm going to record some of my workouts, some of my eating, and by putting it out here for all of you, it, in the back of my mind, is like, all right, I've put it out there. There's no going back on it, and hopefully it will kind of spark you all to, like, in the comments of this video, like, I already know somebody's gonna give some encouraging words or some type of wisdom, or just, you know what I mean? It's like that sense of community can help me push to what I need to do. When I was on vacation, I was very self-conscious. Like, I don't like what I see when I take my shirt off. It's like, I'm a pretty big guy. I'm 6'2". I'm about 280 some pounds, but I've got a fairly high body fat percentage, and I know the potential I have. Have you ever looked in the mirror and looked at your frame and just kind of knew, like, man, if I just did what I needed to do, I'd look like a specimen. Like, I look really good naturally. Like, I'm not into steroids or any of that other stuff. Like, I want to reach my full natural potential. But the first part is going to be me dropping this excess fat, because if I'm carrying all this extra weight, that's going to make it more difficult. I want to be able to do some pull-ups. I want to incorporate some calisthenics, and just kind of have a good variety of things that I do that's enjoyable to perform as far as the exercises and things. And if you got all this fat on your body, you can't really see the gains that you're making as far as your muscles go. So I gotta kind of clean the slate and build. So I wanna lean out. Like, even looking at this video, my cheeks all full, my face all full. When I smile in pictures, it's just like, I'm gonna do a fake smile. You see my face, just so much face action. It's just like, I like what I look like when my face is a lot slimmer, and I was just self-conscious on vacation, and we had the pools in the house and stuff like that, and when I went to get in the pool, I hated how I looked, and I'm harder on myself because I competed in bodybuilding before. Back in 2005, I was in my 20s, and I did it, and I felt great. It was the best shape I've ever been in my life, and I'm just like, wow, how I've fallen. It's just gradually over the years. And, life happens, and children and work and responsibilities. But if you don't have your health, like, what are you doing? What do you have? As a man, I need to be as strong as possible, as capable as possible. I need to be able to protect. I need to be able to move and do what I need to do to take care of business, to protect my family, to protect myself, to contribute to society, to make my own goals and things happen. I need to optimize my physicality so that I'm always ready. I want to wake up full of energy and jump into my day like a samurai warrior and just get after it. When you look good, you feel good, all those different cliche things. But I mean, they became cliches because there's some truth to it. You want to look good. It's just like most people are not in good shape. Most people don't look good physically. And I'm not even saying you got to be like ripped or some type of fitness model or anything like that. Just the average person is just carrying excess body fat. And I don't want to do that. It's like I've tasted and seen what can be, and I want to get back to looking good and feeling good. Like I want people to look at me again and be like, call me the nicknames and ask me like, man, what do you do to get your arms like that? Or where you work out at? Those basic questions that people just ask you when you looking in good shape and stuff like that. Small conversations that people start up and things. I got to get back to it. And with y'all help, I know I'm kind of just yapping and rambling, but y'all are going to help just by me knowing I've put this out there, and I know y'all are watching, and y'all going to be kind of keeping track and wanting updates and things. It's going to force me to make sure that I do what I need to do, because I don't want to let you guys down, and I don't want to let myself down. I want my kids to look at me and be inspired. I want them to look at me and be like, my dad is strong. He looks great. He lives a healthy lifestyle, because it's going to make them want to live a healthy lifestyle. It's going to make them want to be strong. My son, I've actually gotten my son and two of my daughters out of three into the gym. One of my daughters, she lost her goal. She came to me. She said, "Daddy, I want to slim up." Like she was like, "I'm feeling self-conscious and things, and I want to lose some weight before we go on vacation." So I started walking with her. I gave her some tips on eating habits, and we would go to the Y together, and we're doing cardio. I introduced her to weightlifting, and I would help her on the machines and with some free weights. She lost 14 pounds, and I'm so proud of her. Like when she had a doctor's appointment and she texted me and she said, "Daddy, I lost 14 pounds. And I ain't gonna lie, it choked me up a little bit because I was so proud of her, and I knew how hard she had been on herself. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. Set a goal, reach it. And then I'm thinking to myself, I helped her reach her goal, but I'm still messing around. Like, when are you really going to get serious and truly commit? When are you going to just make it a part of your lifestyle again and stop doing these 1-2 month spurts of dedication and then falling off the wagon and gaining the weight back and stuff? And I want this to be my springboard moment where I really get back into my fitness, get my body where I know it can be and beyond. I just want to reach my potential. I just want to look the best that I can and feel the best that I can. I want my stamina up. I want to, like, when I'm being intimate with my wife, I don't want to get winded. I don't want to get tired. You know what I mean? It's like I want to be able to go the distance and, just do what I need to do. It's like, it's a difference, and some of y'all know what I'm talking about. As we get older, we got to take care of ourselves, fellas. Got to take care of ourselves. So I'm counting on you all just to kind of cheer me on. I don't want anything else from you. Just cheer me on. Give some encouraging words if you got them. And I want to reach this fitness goal, and hopefully somebody watching will start, and you'll go on this journey with me, and we can post and put our pictures up and, just celebrate together, celebrate our wins. So I'm starting off with 30 days, and then After that, I'm going to do another 30 days, and I'm going to continue to just keep track of things and let you know what I got going on and how I'm progressing. The last thing I want to give you is some resources, some of the people I've watched that I've gleaned information from to put together my own program. I didn't go into a lot of details about exactly what I'm doing, but maybe in another video I can go into deeper detail about my workouts and things. But as far as Carnivore goes, I look at Dr. Shawn Baker, Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Tony Hampton, Steak and Butter Gal, Homestead How, Carnivore Chef, Dr. Anthony Chafee. Those are all really good resources and people that really encourage you and help you to understand how carnivore works, how simple it is, and the great results that you can get. We're talking people healing cancer, like recovering from things like skin conditions, like if you got really bad eczema and stuff like that, people's skin clearing up like smooth as glass. And I'm not lying. You just got to look at the videos for yourself. The results people are getting are crazy. And the body is an amazing machine. It's designed to heal itself, and Carnivore help get you there. As far as alternate day fasting goes, Colleen Marie Cares. She was so motivational. She's so down to earth, and her results were phenomenal. So I watch her. I've sent her a link to like my sister. I told my daughters about it and everything. But she got a lot of information from experience about alternate day fasting. So check out Colleen Marie Cares. As far as eating and other fasting types of things, A Healthy Alternative. His channel is really good, and he has a wide variety of different things, and he has interviews with people that lost tons of weight in like 90 days or less. And I'm talking like big guys, that had 40% and higher body fat, and they changed their lives, guys and women. Dr. Ken Berg, Tommy Bryson, he's like a financial guy actually, but he did a body transformation, and he posted what he ate and how he worked out and everything. This guy looks good, you know what I mean? It's such a night and day difference in what you see. And if you're interested in kind of pushing yourself as far as the type of fasting you do, again, you have the traditional intermittent fasting. Then I went to water fasting. Then I went to dry fasting, and there's a YouTube channel called Dry Fasting Club. You can check him out. He got a website also that'll give you all the details about dry fasting. A Healthy Alternative, his channel also contains a lot of information about dry fasting and protocols, and just a whole schedule of how to do it safely. And a lot of these YouTube channels, they'll start brand new cycles of a challenge, I guess. So they'll start like, hey, on this date, we're going to do a 2-week alternate day fasting challenge. On this day, we're going to do rolling 72s of dry fasting. It's a lot of ways for you to get involved. They have great communities and things. But for me, the moment is now. Today is July 1st, 2025. Just got back from vacation, and I've dedicated in my mind that no more being overweight, no more being ashamed of how I look. Take control of your health and get out of it what you can get out of it. You'll always be able to, like the food you think you're missing, it will always be there waiting for you. But I want to get myself together and feel like I earned that treat. You know what I mean? And I'm one of those kind of people where I'm kind of like, I'm one extreme or the other. I'm either all in or I'm just not going to do it. But right now, I'm letting you know I'm all in. And I really hope that you all will go on this journey with me. Help keep me encouraged. Help push me to the limits. I know I can do it. And in my mind, I'm locked in regardless. But this, our community over here on Local ASMR is definitely going to be a big step in helping me accomplish my goals, and I look forward to sharing those results with you. Hopefully you can get some encouragement from it, and we can all be healthier and stronger individuals. Until next time, peace.